Okay, only works in the movie. But if you saw the movie, that's a funny intro. That's fucked up too. It's water. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Rated R Reviews. I am Ray, your movie reviewer. Please hit subscribe. Please share the videos. Please tell people so that way I can get to 200. I'm almost at 200 subscribers. I'm at 175 right now. Yeah, so thank you. So, the movie I'm going to review is Get Out. It's pretty much a movie based around the horror genre and racial tensions, but the racial tensions in this movie, the way described by the writer and director Jordan Peele, was very fresh and renewing because it's not your typical racial tension movie. You know what I mean? Like, I expected something along the lines of, like, almost like an American History X. If you guys ever saw American History X, maybe I'll do a review on it. But, that movie had a lot of racial tension. And this movie has racial tension, but it's designed in a specific way. It's almost designed in a way, at first, before you get into the movie, at first designed as almost a... we're trying to find a way to connect with this person because of his race and because of our race and because of whatever. It's a very interesting take on the whole subject, okay? So like I said before, the movie is written and directed by Jordan Peele. So the movie stars, the main character is named Chris, played by Daniel Kaluuya, and Rose, played by Allison Williams. They're a couple. He's black, she's white. They're dating for a while. She wants to bring him home to introduce him to her parents because she sees a real relationship blooming, becoming more than just a boyfriend-girlfriend. So it starts off on a bit on a romantic tip there. Then he has some concerns about, like, hey, would your family and parents have an issue because I'm black? And she goes, no, we're not like that, we're not like this, whatever. And she just happens to mention, no, he would have voted for Obama for a third term. And that right there is kind of like, oh, you're trying to make a connection to what Chris meets the parents of the young lady. And he's out walking around with the father, and the father is mentioning to him about, you know, like life and whatever, asking questions, you know, getting to know the guy, you know, how any father would if they date his daughter. And then he just happens to say, well, you know, I would have voted for Obama for a third term. You know? And gives that stupid, like, they're like, you accept me now? Are we friends? Are we friends, Chris? And Chris is just smiling along like, yeah, I agree. There are little moments where Chris meets other black people in the story, around the family. Chris has kind of a creepy run-in with the groundskeeper at night as he goes out to try to sneak a cigarette, and the guy's just running at him full force, and then he just like dodges and turns off to the side. And then as Chris is like kind of like startled and scared, all of a sudden he looks up and he sees the maid, who is just standing in the window looking out into the yard. And when they show the other scene, she's just like looking at her reflection, brushing her hair back very slowly, very creepy like. And then Chris is like this, like, what the and then he goes back into the house, the lights turn on, the mother is there from his girlfriend's mother is there just sitting in a dark room, and she's there and she's just getting a little bit of tea ready, and she's drinking some tea. So they have their conversation, but as the movie progresses, he has a creepy conversation with the groundskeeper. He has a very creepy conversation with the maid, where the maid kind of like gets teary-eyed and starts crying, but she's still with a smile. But she looks like she's hurting inside, like she's really crying. And you're like this, like, is she okay? Like, what the hell? Then they have a family get-together to meet the new boyfriend, Chris. And Chris is a photographer, and Chris is trying to take photos of everything going on. And they have like these weird, odd meetups, like, oh, this is my uncle from blah blah blah, this is so and so from blah blah blah, and this is so and so from blah blah blah, and this is her black husband, and looks over at the guy who's her black husband, and he's like, and he realizes that the black husband is like 30 years old and his wife is like 60. First thought is, you know, kind of like a gold digging type of situation. They make little gestures and comments saying, oh, you know, black is in nowadays, in fashion, you know, and it's just like what? Like, okay, thank you. What the hell does that mean? And then there was one point that was very, very strange. The way this movie plays off of the whole racial tension that exists in America, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It does exist. There are people out there who are racist and look at other people as if they're better than them, or in this scenario, this case, it's almost like, hey, we look at you like you're better, so we want to be like you, but we want to be like down with you. This movie is labeled like a horror. It does have creepy parts. It's not really a horror movie. It has some creepy parts, have creepy elements. It has some scenes where kind of make you like think about certain situations in life and things that you hear about on the news and things that you see in other movies that kind of just like throws you off a little bit. So this movie, I highly suggest, I do recommend it. This movie had some really creepy scenes, some very good acting, especially by Daniel Kaluuya. He plays Chris. He's the main actor in the movie. Very well written, and the thing I really like about this film is the way Jordan Peele decided to shoot everything. There was a very centric look to certain scenes that fit perfectly. So like everything was dead center of the screen, and then he'll pan in and out of everything, and everything just looked almost like an infinite focus type of thing, and it just looked very, very well done. If you know anything about film and movies, a lot of directors use that centered shot, not just to make everything like or symmetrical, but really to focus your eye in the center, because they want you focused what's on the middle, because the middle is the important piece of the story. So like Stanley Kubrick used that a lot. The Shining, for example. Look at The Shining. A lot of scenes are shot in censored form. Usually, besides when people were talking and stuff like that. Anyway, that was like a film nerd info. Get Out. Have you seen the film? What did you think about it? Yes, so please leave comments below. Like this video, share this video. Please subscribe. Please tell everybody and anybody who's into movies to just subscribe and ring my bell. Alright guys, I am Ray from Rated R Reviews. Thank you very much for watching the video. I'll catch you in the next one soon enough.